What's up, YouTube? Eugene here, back again. Gonna do fragrances of the week, which I'm enjoying because it gives me a chance to talk about things more often if I find something that I am enjoying, or things that I wouldn't normally do a full-length review or video about, but it gives me an opportunity to bring them up. And then I also get to hear what kind of things that you guys have been enjoying as well. But all right, so just in like last week's video of my 5 recommendations for December, I told you how much I love florals, but not necessarily for the colder winter, the colder weather like we're having here. And the very next day I went and I picked up a white floral, and I wore Superstitious, which doesn't really work for me in this colder weather, just like I had thought. But it is a really beautiful floral fragrance, an aldehydic floral. I get a lot of jasmine and rose, like specifically that rose. And even the next day, it's like if I get some of this on my clothes, like on my jacket, I can definitely pick up the rose the next day. But it's got a really nice sparkle to it. It's got some green notes. It's got a little bit of vetiver, something slightly fruity, not sweet at all. But I get something really strange, and it just reminds me of electricity, like something electrifying going through here. Not something that I've ever experienced before, but quite balmy as well. Love this perfume, but not for the cold weather. I think I just wanted to wear something from Frederick Mall, and I had chosen this. Could be also my association with it. The first time I wore it, I was in Montreal the weekend it was released, and it was really cold out. I think it was like New Year's Eve or something when it was released. Anyway, I've also been reaching for these Guccis that I've been talking about a lot. Somebody asked me in the comments, how can you wear these Guccis? Like, don't you find them super synthetic compared to Guerlain? And my answer to that is, when you compare Guerlain, especially the Patrimony collection, the Heritage line, yeah, everything smells chemically next to them, especially today's modern niche, or even not so many of the designer exclusives. But yeah, Gucci's, they are slightly synthetic coming out of the bottle. When I wear them, they don't remind me of synthetics. I don't smell overly synthetic. Not any more than Guerlain's Absolute d'Orient collection, which is like, synth bombs. These are very heavy aroma chemicals. So yeah, if we're talking just old, classic, timeless Guerlain Heritage collection, yeah, that's the cream of the crop for me. There's nothing better. There's nothing nicer. There's nothing more enjoyable or smell natural. But as I was saying last week, like Shalimar is just, it's always been a synthetic vanilla. And I'm okay with that as long as it doesn't smell synthetic to me, as long as it doesn't smell screechy. And the Guccis don't really smell screechy or overly synthetic. I think Voice of the Snake is the worst of the lot. And again, it is oud based, and it's got that possibly norlimbinol, which is just a horrible claws on the chalkboard sort of thing for me. But I'm able to live past through it. We'll be doing a deep dive in the Guccis. I'm really enjoying the Guccis. I've got a couple of them here. I've got 4 more. I'll be probably sharing the unboxing with you guys this week or next, or it'll be soon whenever it is. But really enjoying those. NUIT Defoe, been talking about this a lot, and I love this stuff. It is oud based, but again, this one doesn't smell synthetic to me at all. It is very woody and smoky, very piney, and it's perfect for this time of year. It reminds me of the crisp outdoors, crisp, fresh, cold air, walking through the woods, and I get that kind of burning pine tree incense floating through the air. Slightly barnyardy oud. A balmy leather. It's just, it's really nice. It feels like it's nicely put together. It feels complete. Smoky, green, woody, balmy, slightly creamy, slightly dirty, slightly challenging. It's totally my thing, totally what I love to wear. And the Hortus Sanitatis is, again, very complex, and it could be challenging. Especially that menthol note. I wore that again, but I have to say that my favorite, my fragrance of the week, the favorite thing I wore, and I actually wore this the day that I decided to do the 5 fragrances for women for December. And it's been a while since I wore Shalimar. It's been a long while. This is the EDT. I can't find my EDP bottle. I've been searching for it all over. I have no idea where it went. But, when I wear Shalimar, it's like I have absolutely no need for niche or high-end designer exclusives. This could be had for $100, and it's probably one of the most beautiful creations I've ever had on my skin. And this is totally my thing. It's dry, it's dark, it's smoky. On me, at least, it doesn't get overly sweet. The vanilla in here is dry and bland. Not to say it's shit, but it's dry and bland, exactly what I said. I remember the first time I smelled Shalimar, it was in a drugstore. We have some pretty good drugstores here in Canada. They got their own separate bougie boutiques. And I heard so much about Shalimar. And when I saw it, I was thrilled, and I couldn't wait to put it on a blotter. And it was instantly, it was like love at first sniff. And I was like, this is timeless. This is a classic. It's everything that I expected it to be. And as much as I liked it, I couldn't make a whole lot of sense out of it. To me, I can pick up that dry, bland vanilla, slightly spicy, slightly leathery, almost, I'm sure it's a lot less pissy today than it was in 1925 when it first came out. But there was something that very much appealed to me about this. And, it didn't take me a whole lot longer to eventually pick up a bottle, but this is just totally my thing. Powdery. It's got a lot of that vintage woman's powdery, like a powder table, cosmetics table, or just kind of a place where a woman would set up and apply her makeup. A lot of powders and lipsticks, and it's very sultry. It's slightly, I don't want to say dirty, but there is some kind of mysteriousness to it. And I've been thinking, this is Guerlain's flagship perfume, and kind of comparing it to, Chanel's flagship, number 5. And I thought, this is so interesting. Like, when I wear number 5, it's sparkling, and it's a happy perfume, and it just reminds me of love, like being in love, or self-love, or just something nice and romantic and happy. But when I wear Shalimar, it's like completely opposite, where number 5 is love and happiness and almost like consciousness. Shalimar is like, it's dirty, it's more lustful, it's provocative, it's distracting. So it goes like in completely different directions than number 5. It's much heavier, it's leathery. I'd say, smelling them now, you can almost pick up almost a slight sense of animalics in today's version, where I can imagine they were both much dirtier in the past. Number 5 was probably much more leathery, as was Shalimar, but they're just, so fascinating when you compare the two. being both flagships. So one is being love and happiness, and the other is like lustful and debaucherous and just a total distraction from yourself. It's to appease yourself and just kind of get away from the important things in life. That's what number Shalimar reminds me of, is just debaucherous moments. I mean, we all love debaucherous moments as long as they're safe, but another interesting thing that happened while I was that day I wore Shalimar. It was the day I made the woman's video, and after that I had gone out with the children. We went to pick up a Christmas tree and did some shopping. But after the video, I had taken a shower, completely changed my clothes, and I wore my decant of Le Lion, which I'll be picking up a bottle shortly. It'll be today, tomorrow, in 3 days from now. I'm not sure. It's already been launched here in Canada. Whenever it comes to me, I'll click the buy now button. But, as I was going through my motions, I was like, man, this Le Lion is really light. All I can smell is Shalimar, and that's weird because I'd taken a shower and I changed my clothes, and why am I just smelling I must have some on my jacket. And as I was processing it, I was like, no, wait, that is Le Lion. That reminds me of Shalimar. And it's just changed so much from the opening. The opening is very sharp and woody and scratchy and incensey and very churchy. It reminds me of something like Sahara Noir or Ambre Sultan from Serge Lutens, or just very ambery, which Shalimar is as well. But Shalimar doesn't have those sharp notes, those cedar-like notes. Shalimar is very round and it's soft, and that's really what Le Lion dried down on me into. It went completely different. See, right now it's very smoky, very sharp, very cedary, incensey, dry, resinous. Almost animalic. And, within 30 minutes, an hour, it's like it turned into a very similar to Shalimar vibe. Soft, balmy leather, still smoky, but a lot of the harshness has gone down. See, to me, this right now is butch harsh. It's almost like a Mitza or even Dior's New Santal Noir. So it's butch churchy, totally my thing. But I love Shalimar just as well. So, and I never really got that the first couple of times I wore it, but I guess it's been so long since I've worn Shalimar, and I kind of made that, I wore Shalimar, actually it was like 2 or 3 days in a row now, and I just was able to make that connection. But I was really surprised to understand this, because I heard a lot of people talk about it, and I was like, no, it doesn't remind me of Shalimar at all. It was like, that's so strange, people are comparing it to Shalimar, but here I am now saying, yes, it absolutely does remind me of Shalimar in the dry down. Opens up completely different, but to me totally dries down to a similar Shalimar. But I'll be getting my bottles soon. I'll be able to make more, as I wear it and get to know it, I'll be able to make better observations. But interesting. There you go. Let me know what you guys have been wearing. Always love hearing what you got going on in your wardrobe and your day-to-day wears. Let me know what you think of the Shalimar Le Lion comparison, as Le Lion's, it's becoming more widely available, so we'll be hearing a lot more about that. I'll have that out for you guys soon. I'll share that. Got a lot of interesting things coming up before the end of the year that I want to share. I'll have I'll probably do a 2020 haul, and then my 10 favorite pickups for this year. Not everything I picked up was love, but I'll do 10 favorite for the year. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like this video, helps with the algorithm, and we'll talk to you again soon.